I believe this is $20,000 worth of personal development every single year for $200.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I've grown more in the last 4 months than I've grown in my entire life. This is the test drive. We're giving them a chance to test drive the Lamborghini, see if they like it or not.
Lamborghini's a nice car.
So welcome to the NG, Infinitely Powerful Souls Community Leadership Mastermind Group. We want to provide the best leadership here, I think. And David has provided us a great format to be able to accomplish just that. So without further ado, let's get started because we have a lot to cover and we really want to get through all of these slides and get you guys amped up for leading these teams. So let's start with the Mastermind Principles. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so I'll start, and then David, and then Vicky. If you could follow after, that'd be great. Okay. Mastermind Principles. The purpose of the Mastermind is to learn leadership, build teams, and create multiple sources of income together.
We are here to inspire and challenge each other to reach and exceed goals.
Each member is committed to their own success, as well as the success of every member of the group.
We are committed to meeting in person or virtually for 1 hour every week.
So we are present. There is no multitasking or distractions during meetings.
We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging.
We celebrate each other's successes without jealousy.
We are honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
We are open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses.
We trust fellow members enough to share fully.
We are focused, but we also think it's important to have fun during meetings. Woo!
We are real and authentic. This is a no BS zone. We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the high forces, one mind, one soul, one love.
Noble Goldman International is a conscious, aware, and engaged global community of abundance and freedom creators.
Our mission is to create 1 million millionaires who are free from the time for money paradigm. We focus on creating multiple streams of income through masterminding, team building, and the effective utilization of the internet-based platforms.
The mastermind becomes an opportunity for self-mastery where the self-transcendent shift from the me to the we to the us occurs. As congruence and engagement increases, the world's consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time.
I love that last part. That's like my favorite part.
Yeah, I love that.
I like that too.
So after that, welcome to the meeting, guys. This is going to be an amazing meeting. I'm super psyched to share this with you all. We have some really fun stuff planned for the leadership team in itself. So without further ado, let us get started. Vicky is my co-host today. She's an amazing human being. Would you like to introduce yourself, Vicky?
Hi, so I'm Victoria, or Vicky as people know me, Brewster. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I've been part of David's team, I think, since June now, and I almost don't have words to describe how happy I am that he reached out to me, and I think that we're going to be an awesome leadership team, and we want more involved.
My name is David Meyer. I am the leader of this Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind Group. Matthew is going to be leading us through these slides today. He is an amazing human being, amazing leader. He's a creative genius as well as everybody on our team. So that's something we really try to tap into as far as human potential here. But the exciting thing for this vision for all of us, especially the people watching this, is we've only been doing this a week, and this is growing beyond anything we ever imagined. And it's going to continue to grow. And this is going to be big. We are going to change the world. We are going to change our lives, and we are going to be the change we wish to see. So I am so excited for Matthew and Vicky to share our vision with you, because I want you to see that we are going to help you transform your whole life and make this a better world in the process. And it is going to be a blast. Go for it, Matthew.
Awesome, David. Thank you so much for that. That'll inspire some people. That's why we start with the golden rule. Do unto others as you want done unto you. That's so important. And I think that each of us that are following that within this group are finding great relationships. And that's kind of the point of leadership, is to develop those relationships and to grow into exactly what it is you're trying to bring from your vision to reality. We start with this, all the powers in the universe are already ours. It is we who have put our hands before our eyes and cry that it is dark. It's just saying that we have a choice on how we view the world and how we can choose to view it in a different perception. And I think that's an important concept for all of us to remember. If we could go back and forth with these guys, I'll again start off and we'll go in the same order as we started. I am prosperity.
I am radiant health.
I am unimaginable strength.
I am perpetual youth.
I am limitless energy.
I am infinite creativity.
I am unconditional love.
I am divine substance.
I am divine life.
I am divine spirit.
I am divine truth.
I am divine love.
I am divine light.
I am divine beauty.
I am divine power.
My soul is infinitely powerful.
My higher self, or my soul, moves through all restrictions and knows no opposition. It is infinitely powerful.
We like to start off with those because it really gives that I am to everything that we're doing. And then we will move on and start digging into what that takes and the actions that we build. Can you take this one, Vicky?
Sure. I believe that the law of prosperity operating through me is blessing and enriching all the families on earth now.
That's such a beautiful thought, because we can be a blessing to all the families on earth, not just the human families, but the animal families, the insect families, every single family. This earth, we're all in this together. It's not just the humans that are in this together. We're all in this together. We need to love each other and serve each other, and we need to be a blessing to every single family on earth.
Totally agree.
It's all a butterfly effect. Let's start ours here. When the thought of prosperity is firmly fixed in consciousness, its manifestation is certain, by Dr. Robert Russell. That was from the book, You Too Can Be Prosperous. That's what we've been going through. We are moving forward in books, so enjoy what you are learning with those. It's going to be real fun. Let's have you take this one, David.
All right. Strong desires create superhuman powers. So Napoleon Hill talked about the other self, which is your soul, or your higher self, or the universe itself, or your subconscious mind, the spiritual being within you. And he said that is the key to realizing your true potential as a human being, is getting in touch with who you truly are. So he said, when your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve. Napoleon Hill. And that's what NG, Infinitely Powerful Souls, is all about, my friend. We are going to help you, get into possession of these superhuman powers to achieve, to accomplish, to serve, to bless, to inspire and uplift all of humanity.
Desire creates the power. So that's that burning desire that Napoleon Hill also talks about. It's just that thing inside of you that excites you, that drives you, that wants you to accomplish something, that vision. And that's exactly what this is talking about. So we want to create that power within you as a group together. And it's amazing how we can all help build each other up and do that at the same time.
I would say that no dream is too big. So don't let the size of your dream stop you. I think you have a big dream, you start with small steps and you work up to it. So I think that's really important, especially for us as a group, to encourage and help each other.
Exactly.
That is such a beautiful thing that you just said there, Vicky, and that is why you were on this leadership mastermind team and why you're part of this family, because that is what we are doing here. We're inspiring people. That is a beautiful, beautiful thought.
Thank you.
You want to take this slide, Vicky?
Sure. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. I can tell you this has been a part of my life ever since I've been a social worker. So this is really important.
Yeah, this is important. This is why we're here as human beings. This is our purpose.
Now, David found this wonderful video that really describes the power of your attitude when you really see and feel something and you absolutely believe that it's true. So check this out and we'll talk about it in a moment.
There are only two animals on the planet that the Creator identified himself with. The first one is the eagle. The eagle. And the second animal is the lion. When I identified those two animals as his favorite to identify himself with, I recognized I better study these two animals, because if he is the leader of the universe and I want to be a leader on earth, I better find out the nature of these animals and also the attitude of these animals. And I discovered that both of them are the kings of their domain. The eagle is the king of the bird kingdom, and the lion is the king of the animal kingdom. But let's talk a little bit about the lion. The lion has what I call the spirit of leadership. And this word spirit here is referring to attitude. Everybody say attitude.
Attitude.
A leader has an attitude that makes him or her different from followers. Now, the lion is the king of the jungle. But the lion to me is a great source of encouragement to all of us. I want you to write this down. Remember this as long as you live. Number one, the lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. Number two, the lion is not the largest animal in the jungle. Number three, the lion is not the heaviest animal in the jungle. Number four, the lion is not the smartest animal or the most intelligent animal in the jungle. And yet, when he shows up, they all run away. Well, here's one of my favorite quotes that I put in my books, and I believe it really brings home the point. An army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. And the answers to that dilemma is this: because leadership can transform cowards into violent warriors. The right kind of leadership can transform a timid into bold people who are fearless. Leadership is that powerful. Leadership can walk into a camp of depressed people, and in 20 minutes, they have turned on into unbelievable, powerful armies. Because leadership determines everything. The lion is the king of the jungle because of one word: attitude. Everybody say attitude.
Attitude.
Write it down. Attitude. The lion has a different attitude that makes every animal afraid of him. Now, we don't want to lead by fear, but it does take respect for you to become a leader. When I use the word fear in the jungle, we're talking about respect. The elephant respects the lion. The hyenas respect the lion. The giraffes, they respect the lion. What makes these massive animals respect such a small cat? The attitude is the difference. For example, a lion will see an elephant, and the thing that comes to his mind, one word: lunch.
Sure.
I can eat this thing. He acts the way he thinks. Now, here's another amazing mystery. The elephant is larger, bigger, stronger, more powerful, heavier, and more intelligent. And yet, when the elephant sees the lion, one word comes to mind: eater. Attitude is a product of belief. You cannot have an attitude beyond your belief. So your attitude comes from your belief system. The lion is the king because of what he believes about himself.
That was a fantastic video. Thank you for that one, David. It describes exactly what we need to be.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think here at NG Infinitely Powerful Souls, we are an infinitely powerful army, and our weapon is love, and it's kindness, and it's peace, and it's harmony and joy. I mean, we talked about, you know, how this you know, a leader can turn an army into this, you know, extremely powerful and violent group that goes out and conquers nations. And we don't want to conquer nations or people. We want to, you know, like Mother Teresa said, we want to spread love everywhere we go. We want to spread peace and joy and harmony and goodwill. And we want to help people discover their true potential as human beings. That's what we're all about here.
And that's why we're bringing the love attitude with us as we go along here. And I think that's where we become our creative genius right now, is because of that attitude that we have towards it. I love these quotes. All children are born geniuses, and we spend the first 6 years of their lives geniusing them. I love that. I know Wayne Dyer put it that we bring our ego into it. Like 9 months, it's perfect. The baby's coming out. It's done all its work. And then we edge God out, as it were, use ego. And we're pushing away that natural, fulfilling piece of who we are as we're helping our children grow. And Vicky, can you take the second one here?
Almost everybody is born a genius and buried an idiot. Charles Bukowski.
Love that.
Yeah, I would have to say we're all born very intelligent and smart, and it's society and the people in our lives that change us. So when we have kids, it's a huge opportunity to mentor them, guide them, nudge them along in a very loving, kind way, but you have to let them make mistakes too, if that makes sense.
Napoleon Hill, he said that the number one cause of failure in life is people listening to their friends, their family, their coworkers, you know, their teachers, listening to all these people around them. And NASA did a study, and they found that 98%, I mean, believe it or not, but 98% of kindergartners are creative genius level at kindergarten. So they're like Pablo Picasso's, or they're like J.K. Rowling's or Steve Jobs. So they took those same people, and 20 years later, NASA did a study on them to find out, well, what happened to these creative geniuses? Did they become the next J.K. Rowling's? Did they become the next Steve Jobs? Did they become the next president? And it turns out 20 years later, only 2% of them were creative geniuses anymore.
Wow. That tells you a lot about social conditioning and how much education and adults change in society changes kids.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Napoleon Hill was talking about, is we're born creative geniuses. We have all the potential in the entire universe within each of us. And society, where everybody's made to feel powerless and weak and helpless and like their lives, you know, like nobody's made to feel like I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Nobody's taught that from when we're kids. In fact, I just got a book for my daughter. She's 2 years old. It's a book on affirmations by Louise L. Hay, and it's to teach them, you know, the power of I am. And I'm going to read it to her over and over again, so you can really understand that you're in control of your destiny. And you are a creative genius from the day you're born. And this Infinitely Powerful Souls Mastermind Leadership Group, and I know Vicky and I know Matthew get it. But for the people watching this, that's why we're here. We are going to help you discover the creative genius that's been in you your whole life, my friends.
We really wanted to talk about this before we kind of shifted into what we're doing to accomplish that, pulling that creative genius out of you. And it's that shift from the I to the we to the us. And I think Vikki and I were both going over this yesterday when we were talking about it. And
Yeah.
I think it's so important that you understand that it's not just like coming from that personal standpoint. We all want to change together, and we all want to help each other up, like lift each other up on our shoulders. We're all on top of the shoulders of giants already from all the books that we've encompassed and read throughout our lives, and each of us has our own experiences. So this is highly important to understand. So Vikki, do you want to help me with this one here?
Switching from just focusing on yourself to kind of branching outwards to supporting other people and encouraging others in the team. Paradigm shift and mind shift is, it's hard to put into words, but it's like you mentally changing your definitions, if that makes sense. It's like how you look at things totally changes. When it comes to leadership, so I worked at a nonprofit for 20 years. I've had great leadership. I've had wonderful mentors. I really am blessed, and that continues. But it's always about us, meaning the whole organization. It's never just about one person, and one person anywhere should be helping others. So to me, that's the point of this leadership team, is we're helping each other. We're encouraging each other. We're supporting each other. We want to help everybody reach their goals and their dreams. And some of us have really big dreams, which I think is great.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we go from the we to the us in the leadership team itself. So we're bringing you in as another human, as another being, but we want to pull you in and be one with us. And as we become that one with us, we can actually accomplish a lot more together because of all of our combined experience. It's like a compound effect. So that's why we take care to support, encourage, and work together to accomplish those long-term goals, whatever that is to you. Every single one of us is going to have something a little bit different.
I love that slide. That was absolutely brilliant, Matthew. Absolutely 100% brilliant. I know you added that to this presentation, and that was genius. But so we talked about being a blessing to all the families on earth earlier. And I think there's some really good information. The soil is alive. They found that the soil is alive, and we're running out of topsoil in this world. And that's the major cause of all collapses of all major civilizations of all time, is they didn't take care of Mother Earth, and they ended up destroying their civilizations because they didn't take care of something as simple as dirt. But it's living. There's living organisms in there. There's living things in there. There's families in there. And we depend on those families. And those families depend on us. And there's insect families. Like they said, if the bees were ever to go extinct on planet Earth, that would be the end of human civilization as we know it. So we can be a blessing to all the families on Earth and not just be so human-centered and human-centric. And we can understand that there is an I component to life where it's all about me, me, me. What can I get out of this? How can I fill my bank account with millions of dollars? And then there's a we component where it's how can I help people make their dreams come true? How can I help people realize their true potential? How can I help change this world and make this a better world? And then there's an us component where we start looking past just humanness and realizing we're all one here. The whole planet Earth, we all need each other. We need the bees. We need the insects. We need the birds. We need the fish in the ocean. We need each other. So we need to love each other and bless each other and keep transitioning to higher and higher levels of consciousness so we can be the change we wish to see. This is our vision here, and this is going to change the world. And I know anybody watching this is going to want to join us, and they're going to want to learn more about what we're doing here, because we are being authentic and real human beings, and we are here to develop authentic and real relationships to be fully committed to helping everybody realize their true potential as human beings.
I think what David said was perfect, and right into what we're going to be reading and masterminding on, which are books, because books are really the essence of where we learn most things. It's amazing what books can actually do for us. It saves us so much time, so much effort, because people have already gone before us. People have learned the laws, learned the rules, learned how to live in that perfect way. And that's why I think this is the perfect book that he picked, was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by Maxwell, John C. Maxwell, one amazing leader that's very well known on this planet right now. And I think that this is going to be a fun book to jump into. I've already started because I just got mine.
Me too.
You did? You got yours started? What are you excited about for this, Vicky?
I started this book, and like I normally, like, I'm not in university anymore, so I treasure books, but I'm actually highlighting in this book, which I very rarely do, but I feel like I'm like highlighting every other sentence. But I did something, and I don't know if I should have done it, but I took the quiz already because I wanted to take the quiz before reading the book, and I want to take it again after. So I already see the areas that, yeah, I could improve in a few, but I'm doing really well in a lot. So I love this book already. It's
That's
a great
amazing.
book. And by the way, this is his 10th anniversary edition. So he's updated it. Because like he says, a lot changes. Like he goes, I put stuff out there, and then within like a couple days already things have evolved. So I never read the original, but I think at some point I might want to compare the two.
Well, and it's proof that he's a true leader when he's willing to look at his work and say, hey, it was good, but it could be better. And that's what we're all about here at Infinitely Powerful Souls. Is we know we can do good work, but in order to do great work and greater work, we have to do what we love to do as human beings. And that's what we're all about. Everything you guys are saying is, I mean, you guys are just hitting home run after home run after home run. It's like this, you guys get it. And that's why I love both of you so much, because you get it.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Appreciate that, man. So that's what we're studying next. Jump on board, grab your copy, and start reading it. The next
Start
book
highlighting.
and start highlighting. And we're going to be going over this and two other books. So on this next book, I'm actually going to let Vicky take this away because she really wanted to talk about being kind.
Yes. So this is a huge part of my life. I have to say, it's just part of who I am. I've done it ever since I can remember, and I have really good mentors in my parents and my grandparents. But as a social worker, I've always found kindness goes so much further than being mean or angry or miserable, and just a kind word changes somebody's perspective. You know, I've worked with seniors for 20 years, and they've gone through some tough times. And for me, just to give a compliment or say something nice or whatever, just to see that smile on their face is so worth it. But kindness to me goes beyond that. Like, to me, random acts of kindness. Like, I love to do things just to do it. I'll pay for the coffee for the person in back of me in line. They don't know it, and I just leave, you know, like they don't know who I am. I love to do things like that. I love just to buy a gift for somebody just because they can, or I believe still in writing letters. People don't do that anymore. Everybody texts and messages, but my grandmother and I used to have a letter writing relationship, and I love that. And there's nothing like a personal message, like handwritten. So for me, I'm so looking forward to this book. Actually, he's amazing. The one thing I do want to add is actually I did a 21 Days of Abundance challenge that was his, and I loved it. The meditations, the questions that were asked, what it put me through was amazing. So if you can, give it a whirl.
Yeah, Vicky, that is brilliant stuff you shared there for all of us. And the thing it said on that cover, can you just go back to that really quick, Matthew? So it said, changing the world one small act at a time. So in this leadership mastermind group, we're going to read this book 3 times because Earl Nightingale said we become what we think about. So if we want to become kinder human beings and we want to change the world one small act at a time, realize that every time we read this book, we're affirming that. We're putting that affirmation into our subconscious mind, which is 1 million times more powerful than our conscious mind. And every single time we read through this book, we are affirming that we are changing the world one small act at a time. And so many people complain about all the things that are going wrong in the world and all the problems in the world and all the division in the world. And it's like, well, isn't that just a waste of time? Wouldn't it be better just to spend our time being the change we wish to see and changing the world one small act at a time. Anybody who's watching this, if you don't want to join us, if you don't want to be a part of this, I think you're missing the bigger picture, because we can complain about our problems for another million years and they ain't going to go away.
Nope.
You can't fix your problems by trying to complain about them and being upset about them and being begrudgingly or Scrooge-like your whole life. This book is about, you know, we all love that Scrooge story. We love that transformation when he becomes a kinder, more loving, more peaceful, more gentle person. But the problem is he waited until he was almost dead to change, to be the change you wish to see. And that's Infinitely Powerful Souls. Our leadership mastermind group is not about waiting till we're breathing our last dying breaths to be the change we want to see and changing the world one small act at a time when we only have a week left to live or 2 days left to live. You can't wait. Do you agree, Vicky and Matthew?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What you focus on is what you're going to see. And that's exactly right. I think you have it right on the head here with this. And that's why I'm loving this group so much. And that's why I want to share it with any other person that's willing to or attracted to watching this or to our group in general. I would love for them to jump into these books and just focus on that thought process, because if you focus on that thought process, that's what you're going to see all around you.
Yeah, I totally agree. I find when people come at me and they're complaining and they're miserable and they're unhappy, and I switch it around to something positive and try to find the good and a little bit of light or positive for them, just watching that transformation on their face for me is so worth it. Like you see like that kind of like unhappy face, and all of a sudden they just like their eyes light up a little bit and they perk up a bit. Kindness to me and love, it's just the way to go, because it has so much more power than the negative and the miserable.
Agreed.
Yes.
Hey, I have already said it, but I love you guys and I love what we're doing here. And anybody who doesn't see it and doesn't get it, that's okay. You know, everybody's at different stages in life. I love what we're doing, and I love the fact that each one of us is going to believe with every single tiny little atom of our soul that we are changing the world one small act at a time. And it's that belief that is going to make it so we are actually doing that. And that is the miracle, my friends. That is the miracle that we all want to see happen, and it will happen. Hope says that it could happen or it might happen, but faith says that it will happen no matter what. There is nothing that it will ever stop it. So we can go on to the next thing. I'm so proud of the people, the type of people that this leadership mastermind group attracts. I could not, that says everything.
David, you need to realize you're the one that started it, so it all stems from you. So
Easy
thank
gravity. What you were talking about, Vicky, that 21-day challenge, that's where we were going to do this at, and that's okay, though. That's perfect. No, it worked out really well, because Deepak Chopra had actually done that, done the little quote up here, and that's where you saw his name, I think. Which is beautiful. But yeah, I've studied a little bit of Deepak Chopra, so I'm kind of looking forward to diving into this book here specifically during our spiritual development, because it's really important to develop all aspects of us as leaders. It's the leadership parts, the laws, the acts, the habits, all of that is important. But then you also want to dive into the emotional side, the character side, which is the being kind side. And then you want to dive into the spiritual side as well, because we have to have them all. They're all connected in their own ways. It's all one, like we say, it's all us. So we have to dive into this as well. And Deepak Chopra has a very unique way of looking at the world. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thought process that we're going to get a lot out of as leaders. So we're looking forward to sharing this with you. Vicky, did you want to add on anything else?
I highly recommend that 21 Days of Abundance challenge, because you get so much out of it. It really forces you to kind of look at things at a deeper level, like actually looking at your mom and what did she teach you and what did she maybe not give you that you wanted, because it helped you also as a parent. But I agree. I mean, I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm very much looking forward to this book.
So I have a question for you, friends.
Okay.
So Vikki, this is your first time seeing all this. You weren't able to attend our leadership mastermind group this week, and that's why we're doing this video. We're sharing this with the people we love in our mastermind group family, because they can be here. We're sharing our vision with them because we want them to join us. We don't want them to wait. We don't want them to wait till their last, breaths on this planet to be the change they wish to see and change this world. We want them to start right now and start changing the world one small act at a time right now. So this is your first time seeing our vision. You've seen the vision. It's leadership development, it's character development, it's spiritual development. It's simple, it's easy, and it's fun. And most importantly, it's great work. And the only way, it's something that we love to do. So the only way we can ever do great work as a leadership mastermind group is to do something that we truly love with all of our heart, mind, soul. So your first time seeing this, Vikki, do you believe that this vision is going to change the world?
Yes, I do. I do. I also believe for leadership, you need to have all these different aspects. You can't just be like a ruler. So if you look at dictators, presidents, prime ministers, that kind of thing, you have to have the positive. You have to branch out. You have to have all of it, if that makes sense. So definitely you have to look into all aspects of yourself too. You have to really evaluate yourself to become a better leader to inspire others. That's how I look at it.
Awesome. And John Earl Schoaf said to earn more or have more, you have to become more. And so that's what this whole leadership mastermind development group is all about. Is we can't just become more in one area of life and expect to experience the growth that we're looking for. So we have to become more in every single area of life. We have to become the leaders that we were born to be. We have to become, the kind and loving and peaceful, people that we were born to be. That's why we're here. We're here to serve humanity and bless humanity. So we have to work on character development because character is our destiny. And spiritual development, we have to see that, if we are the universe, like that Deepak Chopra says here, and Ralph Waldo Emerson said it too. He says, once you make a decision, the universe or your higher self conspires to make it happen. So we have to see that the universe is on our side. The universe loves us and cares for us, and it's not going to drop the ball. It's got this. If we make a decision, the entire universe is going to conspire to make it happen because that is our true self or our higher self.
One quick question. Were each of these 3 times? We were talking about how many times we were going to read.
Oh, yeah.
Did you decide 1, 3, and 1, which is what I think you said on the last?
I haven't decided on the spiritual development. So on the leadership, we must read that 3 times because John Maxwell says that's the key to realizing your true potential. The kindness, we have to do that. The Talmud, which is an ancient a Jewish text, said that kindness is the highest form of wisdom in the universe. That's it. Once we tap into that, the Bible said that wisdom yields better returns than gold, and gold is the most valuable thing on planet Earth. So if wisdom yields better returns than gold, and true wisdom is kindness, then we have to understand what that means to be a kinder human being, so we can yield those returns that are better than gold itself, the most valuable substance on the planet. And then spiritual development, as far as reading that book 3 times, let's read it once. And if we love it and we truly believe that it's going to help us be the change we wish to see, let's read it 3 times. I don't know what's in the book yet, but I love the title, and that's why I picked it.
So we have something which are called mitzvahs. So a mitzvah is a good deed. So we are supposed to do good deeds. It's just part of who we are. And that's one of the things, like, I converted because of my ex-husband, because we wanted our kids to be raised up in one religion. But the things that I love about Judaism is more this spiritualism, more the good deeds, more helping others. To me, I think that's super important.
An amazing conversation here. I can't believe this. The energy here is just as awesome as the energy in our mastermind group meeting. So that's what I wanted to do here. So you said that a mitzvah is a good deed, and I've been studying thoughts for 4 years straight, so I'm the weirdo here. But Joseph Murphy said thought is the most powerful force in the universe. And I believe that a good deed is also a thought if you think in the right way.
Yeah.
So if I think the thought, I am radiating boundless love to all the families on earth, that is a good deed, because that thought will become my words, and that thought will become my actions and my habits and my character, and your character is your destiny. So you can do good deeds in so many ways. And some people think that it's just, I mean, like I gave a $40 tip to the lady who cut my hair the other day or yesterday because I was feeling prosperous. I keep saying I am prosperity all the time. And I was like, man, I just feel so prosperous and I want to give. And I wanted to answer her prayers. I wanted to be the answer to her prayers.
That's awesome.
I think when you want to be the answer to everybody's prayers, then you've discovered how to have your own prayers answered.
And that's when you've become the universe.
Exactly. You get it, Matthew. You get it.
So what does leadership development mean to you? That's a very personal question that I think each of you needs to answer for yourself, because only your definition is truly going to matter. You can get each of our definitions on what leadership is, but your own definition is going to have the most impactful meaning for you. Do you agree with this, Vicky?
Yeah, I just want to add though, because there are different kinds of leaders. So one of my goals and missions is to be a servitude type leader, which is to serve. So there are different, I think everybody's definition is going to depend on the kind of leader they want to be.
Leadership development means to me that that's the way you realize your true potential in life. What I value most in a leader is I want somebody that cares and actually is fully committed to helping me make all my dreams come true. And I want to be that for them as well. And you guys can add something, but let's add something quick to these questions.
So mine for what do you value most in a leader? I want somebody who has integrity and is honest. I mean, even if they're brutally honest in a nice way, I would rather have that feedback than them to kind of like sugarcoat over giving feedback. So integrity for me.
Yeah, aligning your values will help you find the kind of leader you want to be too. So definitely work towards that goal. How is the Limitless Leadership Mastermind going to help you reach and exceed all of your goals by being with you during it, helping you, raise you up, and doing it together as opposed to doing it alone? And I think that that's going to help you succeed wherever you're trying to succeed.
You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. Together, we can do great things. So that to me is really important. That's the whole point to this. We do it together.
Leadership is the challenge to be something more than average. Jim Rohn, and he's one of my favorites. I love watching him, especially some of his old videos with his chalkboards. They're some of my favorites.
Yeah, I've seen them too.
Right. That's so true. You just got to step up. You got to learn how to get outside that average. And by studying the different kinds of books that we study, you'll get outside of that average.
Yeah, a good objective of leadership is to help those who are doing poorly to do well, and to help those who are doing well to do even better. Jim Rohn, and that's a never-ending thing. I mean, because our potential is limitless. So if we're doing well right now, we can always do better, and it's just never-ending, perpetual growth in every single area of our lives to realize our true potential as human beings. It's so beautiful.
So then we get to the Gold Star Team Builder. This is in all of the material that you've gotten as a Gold Star member. I highly suggest you go through each of these in your own time so that you can actually understand what you get and what you're trying to achieve and how this is going to help you get there. We can help walk you through all of this. If you have any questions, ask David, ask Vicky, ask me, ask whoever you can, and maybe we can hash it out together.
We can skip over the cash flow leadership because that hasn't come out yet. But as far as the Gold Star leadership team builder, opportunity, this is how you join us in this vision. If you're excited about what we're talking about here, if you want to be the change you wish to see, if you want to change the world, if you want to change every single area of your life, if you want to be surrounded by people that uplift you and are fully committed to helping you make all of your dreams come true and literally get personal development that's worth well over 20 grand per year for $200. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer. In the last 4 months, I've grown more as a human being than I've grown in my entire life. I'm 43 years old. I've spent the last 4 years studying the limitless power of the subconscious mind. I've spent 4 years doing personal development more than any person I've ever met in my life. You know, I'm sure Matthew's probably done quite a bit too, but any person I've met in my physical, you know, life. And I've grown more in 4 months with Noble Goldman and through this mastermind community than I've grown in my entire life. I mean, this is a no-brainer, my friends. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. So I am just so impressed with the leadership out of you two. This meeting has just been an unbelievable success. Wow.
Your soul has a special mission. Your soul is supremely conscious of it. Maya, illusion, or forgetfulness makes you feel that you are finite, weak, and helpless. This is not true. You are not the body. You are not the senses. You are not the mind. You are the soul, which is unlimited. Your soul is infinitely powerful. Your soul defies all time and space. And that's by Sri Chinmoy. And I love that quote, David.
Me too.
When did you run into this?
You know, so Jim Rohn said you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So for the last 4 years, I've spent my time hanging out with mystics. And I've wanted them to bring my average up as a human being. So I've spent my time hanging out with Sri Chinmoy, Joseph Murphy, Charles Haanel, who wrote the Master Key System, which was one of the definitive books of all time on the law of attraction, written in like the early 1900s. But I've hung out with mystics, Swami Vivekananda. I mean, just there's an endless list of them. I could go on forever. Ramana Rashi, Paramana Yogananda, and a lot of Qigong masters and all these. But I did that because you're the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. And I wanted them to uplift my average human being. And every time we read this quote from Sri Chinmoy, we're spending time with him.
Mm.
You know, the Talmud said a wise man or woman learns from all people, all people that have ever lived. You know, true wisdom is when we can look at all philosophies, all religions, all belief systems, use that information to make this a better world and make ourselves better human beings. And I love this quote too. It's such a beautiful quote. I end every single one of our meetings with this quote because I want to continually plant this idea in our subconscious mind, which is our soul.
And real quick, David, I know we end with that and the golden rule here, but this is your ultimate goal. This is what your dream is kind of fulfilling. So I'd like you to take one more minute and talk about this, about what your ultimate dream is for this leadership team.
Yeah. So hope says it might happen or it could happen. And faith says that it will happen no matter what. And this is where we're going to have our annual leadership mastermind group. And there's going to be 12 of us sitting around this circle. And we're going to meet there every single year. And we're going to uplift each other. We're going to inspire each other. We're going to love each other. We're going to bless each other. And we're going to be fully committed to helping each other make all of our dreams come true. And we're going to have a live mastermind meeting here every single year. And in that live mastermind meeting, the 12 leaders, the people that are part of this leadership mastermind group, are going to meet here. And we're going to have little computers in front of us. And we're going to be communicating with thousands and thousands of people all over the world that are on our different, our different teams. And we're going to change the world. And we are going to make this a better world. And it's awesome. This is answered prayer you're looking at. This is our answered prayer. And we are so thankful and grateful that it has been answered for us. And I am totally amazed at the job you guys did on this leadership mastermind group. I said in the beginning, it should be 20 minutes or 30 minutes. The heck with it. The whole thing should be in there. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy that you're in my life. And our consciousness is always attracting to us everything in our life. And when we think the right thoughts, we attract the right opportunities and the right people into our life. And this is proof of that.
I just want to add one thing, because I think it's really important, is we should make as part of this leadership is when we're trying to encourage others to create teams, is they need to choose people wisely, carefully. And that's, I mean, I'm reading that already in the leadership book, but I know this as a social worker. I know my online community, I'm very careful who I kind of put in my close network, and I'm choosing certain people for certain reasons. Either they're like-minded, or they can teach me or help me, or it's part of that whole pay it forward. They help me, I help somebody else. I think that's really important to talk about all this, to be honest.
Yeah, this isn't for everybody. This is for people that
I know.
want to live their life according to the golden rule, and that's it.